Hello everyone, that's right, it's me, it's that H-E to the A to that D, Anthony Walker here, the host of the Wrestling Matters podcast, and I'm going to do a special video today. Now, I was bored today and I thought, I'll check out some YouTube videos, wrestling of course, and I came across a few things from JJ Williams and Jeff Meacham. Link will be in the description for this, for the video that I'm about to, on the subject that I'm about to do. They did their own subject about it and everything, and I decided to do mine. Now, they did it top 10. I'm going to do it. I picked 10 out that I feel, and I'm going to do it in my own interpretation of it. And these are the 10 wrestlers that I feel, in my opinion, should have been WWE Champion. I know I'm not talking about the World Championship, I'm not talking about WCW Championship, I'm not talking about the ECW Championship. I'm talking about the heavyweight, the World Championship, you know, the one that leads way back, and then the World Heavyweight Champion. Now, the WWE title. These are, in my opinion, I should have seen as champion, or I wanted to see as champion, and who should have been WWE Champion, but didn't get that break, unfortunately. So, without further ado, in no particular order, my first pick for this was Ravishing Rick Rude. Now, this guy was a hell of an Intercontinental Champion. Hell, he was World Champion in WCW, but that's irrelevant. But he was a hell of an Intercontinental Champion. He had epic matches with the Warrior. He had epic matches with many people, including Rod Roddy Piper. He was just as good. And he was the biggest, probably at the time. And this might be an exasperation or exaggeration on this. He was the greatest heel in wrestling history, because he could make you hate him like that. I don't think one time he was ever a babyface. Unless I might be mistaken on that. I don't think at one time he was ever a babyface, and he could make you hate him like that. The heat that he would get as a heel, he could make, you know. And I agree with the guys in the link in the description, Jeff Meacham and JJ Williams. I think it was Jeff who said this. It should have been him beating the Ultimate Warrior at Royal Rumble, not Sergeant Slaughter. Yes, they went with Sergeant Slaughter at WrestleMania, the flag thing, you know, and all that, when he turned on the American and all that, and Hogan was going to be the American guy to get it back, which he did. But thinking about it, maybe it should have been, you know, the unstoppable heel that is Rick Rude, because, you know, it would have worked out. It worked out great either way. Many people would have probably said it should have been Rude beating Warrior at the Rumble. Never happened though. My second choice is Mr. Perfect. Now, again, like Rude, Intercontinental Champion, probably the greatest of all time, the perfect Intercontinental Champion, two-time Intercontinental Champion, in fact. I think Rude was only once, but this guy was a two-time Intercontinental Champion, because he lost it to the Texas Tornado in 1990, and then eventually got it back, and then that run ended when Brett beat him in 91, which was my very first pay-per-view. Yeah, how this guy set the tone to be a great Intercontinental Champion. Like I say, in my opinion, he was the perfect Intercontinental Champion. No pun intended. But, yeah, he should have had a run with the WWE Championship at least, or he should have went for an opportunity. I think he got a few occasions, a title shot on a few occasions, but they were just like job matches, like, oh yeah, we'll stick him in here and have that, and it just never like really worked out. He should have had at least a run with the championship, but you know, that was WWE back in the day. I mean, he was AWA World Champion, so why wasn't he allowed to be WWE Champion? I don't know, but hey, politics takes its toll, and he would have probably been a great World Champion, somebody Hogan could fight back then, because Hogan back in that day was the ultimate babyface, and he would have, a perfect Hogan match for the WWE title, maybe at a WrestleMania or SummerSlam pay-per-view or something. I would have loved to have seen that, actually, but it never happened. My next pick should have been WWE Champion, and quite frankly was not, British Bulldog. The fact that Magnus, and I'll get to this again later on, Magnus was the first British World Champion in wrestling, right, in TNA. It takes TNA, a company like that, to recognise that. This guy should have been it, at least. He was Intercontinental Champion, Tag Team Champions with Dynamite Kid and a few other partners as well, even my next pick as well. And he eventually came back in '99 and had a run with to get to the WWE Championship, but never got the opportunity to be a champion and wear it. When he lost, there's another thing that Jeff said. When he lost the Intercontinental Championship, my bad. When he won the championship in '92 at Bret, he main evented at SummerSlam '92, and then a couple of months later, Bret became WWE Champion. That would have been a perfect heel turn for him then, and a perfect way for him to have a feud with Bret over the championship. But WWE never pulled the trigger, which was a shame. And you know what? I'll go to my next pick right now, Owen Hart. Why was this guy never a champion, WWE champion? I don't know. Again, like Bulldog, European champion, Intercontinental champion, Tag Team champion, hell, King of the Ring for Pete's sake. Many say he should have got the champion. He should have got the title when he was facing Bret, feuding with Bret in '94. It's debatable, but I can't disagree with it. He should have got it, but he never did. And I've said this, and I even tweeted this, and I got a retweet from Diana Smith, Bulldog's wife. The fact that Bulldog and Owen were never world champions just blows my mind. It really does. They should have been world champion. Maybe a long championship run, I don't know, but they should have been. We should, to this day right now, we should call Bulldog and Owen Hart former WWE champions, and we're not, and it's shocking. The next pick is Chico. That's right, Scott Hall, Ramon, whatever the hell you want to call him. He should have had a championship run. This guy sets the bar for WrestleMania matches. Hell, he created with Shawn Michaels the ladder match, and them two had an epic match at WrestleMania 10. Shouldn't have that been the burial? Yes, he was a four-time Intercontinental champion, but come on, after a match like that should have been his pathway. That would have been his pathway from, if I was there, been his pathway to go for a WWE title. Yes, he had a shot at the championship in '93 at the Royal Rumble against Bret, but Bret was on cloud 9 at that point, and he was never going to get it. And Bret eventually lost the title to Yokozuna controversially at WrestleMania 9. But he should have had a good run. He should have had a good opportunity and a good run with the championship, in my opinion. He should be champion. Now, my next pick, Roddy Piper. It's questionable with this, but I would have thought back when he was feuding with Hogan, to lead into WrestleMania. Maybe not at WrestleMania to set up the tag match, because they went with a tag match at WrestleMania 1. But at some point, have him win the title, rub it in Hogan's face for a couple of months, and then have Hogan win it back, kind of thing. Build it up that point. But he was basically jobbing out to Hogan, and Hogan and Piper set up WrestleMania, And I understand people. He drew people wanting to see him get his ass whooped. But I'd have put the belt on him, even if it was for a month. I'm not necessarily saying a long title run, but I would have put the belt on him right there, just to antagonise the feud a little bit more with Hogan. But Hogan was on cloud 9 back then, so we obviously knew it was never going to happen. Now, I'll save 3 picks here till last. I'm going to go with this pick right here, and that's Jake Roberts. Now, Jake has made it clear on the Pick the Poison DVD that he never wanted the championship. But back when he was heel, around about the time he was feuding with the Warrior before the Warrior got sacked and fired in 91, round about that time, he should have got a championship run. But in my opinion, the main time he should have got it was when he was heel, back when he wrestled, back when he DDT'd Steamboat kind of era. He should have got it at least around about there, because he even feuded with Hogan for the championship, but they didn't go with the feud eventually because they were both getting cheered. And they were both getting cheered, and one was supposed to be a heel and the other one was supposed to be a babyface. And back then, if top guys get cheered, top heel, top babyface, and they're both getting cheered, kind of a problem there. Back then it was anyway. But yeah, he should have had a run with the championship. Now, there's 3 guys that I've picked for this next pick that should have been a champion, and one was Chris Benoit. Now, yes, Chris Benoit was the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, that World Heavyweight Championship, that big gold belt. He was WCW Champion as well, until he got screwed from that. But he was never the WWE Champion, and he should have been. There was a few times WWE should have pulled the trigger on it. One particular time was not WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, where he faced Kurt Angle, and I believe it was all 3. Kurt beat him, and then at WrestleMania 19, he ends up in a tag team match. Yeah, ends up in a tag team match with for the tag team championships. I believe it was him and Rhino versus Los Guerreros versus the world's greatest tag team for the WWE tag team title. And thinking about it, if he'd won it at the Rumble, imagine what a Brock Lesnar Chris Benoit match would have been. Thinking about it. Shout out to Jay Williams and Jeff Meacham on that one, because that was a hell of an idea. That would have worked as well. Not saying that the Kurt Angle Brock Lesnar match didn't work, because it did. Maybe there was a possibility for Benoit Lesnar to work better. I don't know. The other case that they had was one of the cases that they failed to mention was in 2000 when he feuded with The Rock, and the match had Fully Loaded, the Fatal 4-Way match, and Unforgiven. The match had Fully Loaded when he had Shane McMahon, round about that era as well, when it was WWF. They should have at least between that era, between that run, that length, they should have gave him a title run. If not at Fully Loaded, they should have gave him it at Unforgiven, the Fatal 4-Way, but they didn't, unfortunately. There was the 2003 that, and there was another one as well, but they just never pulled the trigger with it, and it was a shame. It really was, because they should have at least gave him it. Yes, they eventually gave him and set it up for WrestleMania 20 when him and Eddie won the belts, and then at the end they were celebrating together. But he should have had a WWE title run. But that's just my opinion. My next pick, Lord Steven Regal to WCW fans, but we all know him as William Regal. The things this guy did for the company, WWE. He won European title, Intercontinental Champion, King of the Ring. He was never a world champion. He was never a WWE champion. He was never a world champion in that company, and they should have gave him at least a chance. I mean, I even said this as well. Back, there was a computer game, WWE game out, that had a storyline involving the group called United Kingdom. Can you imagine if they made that in WWE back then, with Drew, Wade Barrett, Sheamus, and William Regal? They could have had Regal the champion then. Man, they seriously could have had Regal the champion then, or something. You know, I mean, it's a shame. I mean, like I said, going back to what I said about Bulldog, the fact that Magnus is now the first British world champion in wrestling history is a disgrace, quite frankly, because there's a lot of opportunity people. There's a lot of British wrestlers before him. Nothing against Magnus. Magnus was a great champion, but it takes TNA, a company like that, to fuck up. You know, to go down that route and see the light. Oh yeah, we'll put the belt on Magnus. WWE should have done it with Bulldog. WWE should have done it with William Regal. What scares me the most is Wade Barrett deserves to be world champion. I hope they do go with it, but I can't see that. I mean, this is WWE. Booking is not the best thing in the world in WWE, period. And my final pick, now the other picks were easy, but my final pick was a little difficult, not gonna lie. But then I decided to go with this guy, Shelton Benjamin. Probably, at least in my opinion, the most underrated wrestler in the history of this business, because this guy is so talented. He's a purity wrestler, a pure wrestler. He had great matches back when he had that singles run, you know, beating up Evolution and feuding with Evolution. He beat Ric Flair. He had great matches with various other people as well, including Shawn Michaels, when he leaped from one side of the ring and just landed right into his foot on that Raw in the Gold Rush tournament. Excuse me. He could have been a champion. He had a great Intercontinental Championship run, but he never got the break to go for a title. Even a World Championship, put a World title on him. You know, the World Heavyweight Championship back then. But he deserved to be a champion, a world champion. Never got the opportunity though, which is, quite frankly, an epic shame. And he can still do it now. Apparently he's still wrestling around now. The last time I saw him was in Ring of Honor. So, and there was rumours of him coming back to WWE anyway, but never happened. So he could still come back and do it, but I can't see it happening. And that's the end of that, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you enjoyed that list. Hope you agree with it. Let me know in the comments on this YouTube page here. Let me know in the comments under here. And I want to put out a personal challenge to Steve Dawson, Kenny Killer, Vicky Earls, Roxy, Mike Rodriguez, to come up, and all the other beautiful people that I hang out with and talk to over the internet and now about wrestling. Come up with your top 10. Who do you think should have been WWE champion or leader? You know, or if you want to go down the world title route as well, who do you think should have been world champion anyway? But I'm going for the guys that should have been WWE champion. That's just my opinion. That's just up to you. The challenge is there. I look forward to seeing your products as well. Same with Tim Vicious and Darren Dye as well. Guys, step up. Let's see what you got. You as well, Mr. Dawson. I want to see something from you, but I know you probably won't do it. But like I say, it's all up to you at the end of the day. It's all for good fun. Give me your opinions. Who do you think should have been champion? Your 10 guys, who do you think should have been WWE champion? It's going to be interesting, I know that. Now, with that being said, I want some thank yous to you people. The Wrestling Matters podcast, ladies and gentlemen. I am now, 40th episode went up this past Monday. 40 49th episode is up next Monday, and then the Monday after that, March 16th, I will be presenting a 50th episode. That's right, 50 episodes. I'm so excited. Hopefully I've got something big lined up, but the guys who I'm trying to get in touch with ain't called me back yet. Hopefully they will. But yeah, thank you for your support, man, with the Wrestling Matters podcast. I'm going through some money issues at the moment. Hopefully everything will be settled ASAP. I'm trying to do it the best I can, but it always keeps backfiring on me at this point. But hopefully it will spread away. You can see the 48th episode on Mixcloud. Make sure you check that out. Normal service will be resuming on Podomatic this week-ish. I'll be sorting that out as well. So no business service will be resuming on there. Any other sites? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But check it out. And like I said, guys, thank you so much for your support. And I'm going to show you a quick pic right now as well. Check out the pic underneath. Mark Dallas, like the 48th episode. If you've seen it, I know this is probably going to sound ridiculous and everything, but I'm very proud of that. And shout out to Mark Dallas as well for giving the thumbs up on my Wrestling Matters podcast YouTube page, which was probably on the news feeds when he saw it. But other than that, I mean, thank you so much. And at least he knows that the Wrestling Matters podcast is around. And I'm talking about ICW as well, because ICW is the shit. Let me tell you, if you haven't got ICW, go and get it. I can't stress that enough, guys. £3.85 a month. Overseas it's $6. You're missing out on some great British wrestling as well. And speaking of British wrestling, British Talk TV is out. A demand service funded by, or powered by, if you will, WTTV, which is Wrestle Talk Television. I'm very interested in getting that. I haven't figured it out yet, or worked it out to a point of how much it is yet. But there's a lot of the old FWA stuff on there. There's a lot of archive stuff on there as well, from British wrestling as well. Probably, I don't know, World of Sport might even be on there. I don't know the full story. I know the FWA stuff is on there, because let's face it, the guy who runs the ship was a face, do a scene impersonation there, a face of FWA, and that's Alex Shane, the original show stealer, Nathan Cruz. Talented wrestler, but the only reason you won that is because Alex retired and everything, and you beat him for it. Which was, I mean, at the end of the day, Alex Shane will always be the show stealer to me. No offense to you, Nathan Cruz, you are a talented wrestler, but you can't beat Alex Shane. And yeah, I mean, I haven't checked it out yet, so I don't know the full details of it. I'll check it out and then put a link in the description underneath and take it from there. But with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching this video, this special video. I will look to do some more videos as well, and check out my WrestleMania predictions as well. I'm going to do something creative for that as well in the week coming to WrestleMania. So be sure to check that out. It will all be coming on this channel, the Wrestling Matters channel, ladies and gentlemen. So be sure to check that out. And until next time, I am Anthony Walker. Guys, I've challenged you. I want to see you some work. Okay, you know who you are. Vicky Earls, guys, I want to see some work. I want you to challenge it. I don't care where you do it, as long as you do it. Step up. Let's see what you got. But with that being said, ladies and gents, a little quick promotion there to the guys, just a little reminder. And I am Anthony Walker, the HD88, the host and the creator and the founder of the most controversial podcast around. The podcast where anything goes. The Wrestling Matters podcast. Till next time, peace out.